Welcome again to Web 110, and I hope this will be an exciting journey for you. Even though many of you will know a lot about the internet and about the World Wide Web, hopefully you will learn some new information, lots of new sites and apps during this course. I wanted to make sure that the opening assignment was something very clear, and for those of individuals who learn better by visual means, by kinesthetic hands-on means, and by videos, I wanted to make sure this explanation was in place for you. Hopefully the video will not be too long so as to drive those of you who get very impatient to where you want to just turn it off. So I hope this will help you out. If you look under the assignment section of my Blackboard page, you will always see an agenda for each week. In this case, we're on session 2, the week of Monday, September 3rd. This was during Labor Day, so I apologize for the delay in this assignment and for my throat. If you click on the folder that says session 2, you will get information about the actual assignment that you'll be doing for this particular session. Please note that this is not the place where you send the information. In fact, you couldn't if you tried, because I have it blocked so that you can't. But it gives you information about what you need to do for this particular session. If you're very observant of my screen right now, you notice that it's not available because I wanted to make sure that I had the video in place before I had the people that I lovingly call the Blackboard Bloodhounds jumping in and getting real excited and maybe nervous first. But the assignment will be posted in plenty of time for you to begin on it. If you also go back to this assignment link, where this one always has the list of assignments there, you'll actually see the assignments from the book itself in a separate folder called Textbook Assignments. And there may be a little ambiguity because the name of the textbook happens to be The Internet, so I didn't want to confuse anybody, and therefore I wrote The Internet by Schneider Evans, who are the two authors of your book. If you actually go into this folder, you'll actually see the assignment itself for Chapter 1. If you look in your book is organized not in chapters but in something called tutorials. This is the way Cengage Company does a lot of their books. There are two attached documents to this assignment. One of them is the actual set of directions that you'll go by, and then there's something called a bingo card. The directions are right here, and I won't bother reading these. I'll actually go through the assignment with you. But if you're new to Blackboard and need to download it, you can basically right-click it and look for something called Save Target As, depending again on your computer system, and you can download these materials, both the card that you'll need for the assignment and the directions themselves for the assignment. You can download these on your desktop or wherever your storage area is that makes you more comfortable. So I have the assignment right here for you, and you'll notice my little preclude right here where it says, for the more nervous or confused or grade conscious student, there's a video provided, which of course is what this is, and I'm recording at the moment. And it will walk through each step of the exercise for you, because I feel like a lot of times people feel more comfortable if they have a visual component with the assignment to give them more comfort. And I have to learn as I get to know each of you what your learning styles happen to be. I've got some objectives, sorry for the tongue tie, in Chapter 1 and what you should be looking at. Now you'll be doing on page 71 and 72 of your book Case Problem 4 and Case Problem 5. Basically it just says look at the internet, start your web browser, and go to particular websites. What you have to understand about technology, which I can't control, technology changes rapidly, and that's what I've mentioned right here. So the steps in the book will not always be exact. These browser companies and these website companies don't have to ask publishers permission to make these changes. They just do it, and the book companies can only go so fast in producing this information for you. Unlike math, unlike English, unlike history, where the events have happened, the technology changes are not as critical in those courses the way they are in a technology course. So I've given you alternate directions, which I've gone through right now. What you'll do, as the steps indicate, is to go to the Cengage Brain, can't talk today, CengageBrain.com site as listed in this bulleted information. And I'm going to see if this click will work for me. If it doesn't, I'll go a different direction. And I'll go to Cengage Brain. And if you follow these directions, it will ask you to enter the ISBN number for the book. And I'm going to assume that you have the handout that is right here in place, so I won't have to mess with your head by going back and forth between browser and directions. But you'll enter the ISBN number for the book up here in the corner where it says enter ISBN number, and be sure you have this correct. And in my case it's 978-1111-52 9116. Hopefully I have this correct, and you will click a search for the book, and you should see the book that you have for the class called The Internet by Schneider and Evans. Now again, if you are a very exact words kind of person, you may be frustrated by what's in the book, because again, sometimes these sites change slightly before the book is completely published. They just can't publish that fast, and those individuals simply have to be patient and less nervous about it. You will then go, as my directions say, when you click the search button and get to this page, you'll then go to the tab that says free materials. It's right below the picture of the book, and you will see a button to the right that says access now. Access now will take you to a section called web links, and if you look over here on the left hand side under book resources, it's got data files which we'll use later on, possibly key terms, and at the bottom of this list over on the left it says web links. So you'll click this and it will give you a series of tutorials in here, and you can go through and look at them. And if you go through and you download something that's called Tutorial 1 Web Links, it will give you some information that you need. So I'm going to click this right here and download it, and you will see some of the directions for the problems. It's got all the problems that are at the end of the book, and the way your book does this, at the end of each chapter, the colors of the pages change from a white background to more of a blue background to indicate the assignments at the end of each chapter, or as they call it, each tutorial. You're going to be doing case problem 4 and case problem 5. So if I look at case problem 4 and click on this, it gives me some opportunities to look at several internet browsers. In the first case problem, it goes through the options of Microsoft Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox. And basically what you're doing is just looking around on this site. The book tells you to write a report. I don't want you to have to write a report because that's too time consuming. So do not write a report. I want this to be more fun than just writing papers. I want you to be a person that surfs the internet and learns new things about it. So if you were to click, for instance, Mozilla Firefox, it will take you to Firefox, and you can look around at how this works, and it gives you some information about it. You could download these browsers. I know we all are very comfortable with our particular browsers. We like a certain way to browse. We like a certain way to search, and it's hard for us adults to change because we're creatures of habit. We like that same church pew on Sundays. We like that same parking area at Walmart. We're just very conditioned, and we don't like to change. But in this class, I encourage you to spread your wings and try some new things. In fact, in some cases, I'll force your hand on it. I'm 60, so there are very few students that are older than I, and I don't mind doing some changing. If you go to case problem 5, which is basically the same kind of concepts, you can go to Chrome, and yes, Safari, believe it or not, does work for a Windows computer as well, or you can go to Opera. I'm just happening to click Opera right here, and I want you just to be able to play with these sites and just get to know something about them. Just as another twist for you, if you need it, if you want to get some help on these browsers, you can go to Blackboard, and I've actually got something in here for you. Now, they were last semester's videos, so forgive me if they're not super current. If you go to the help screen, not Blackboard help, but my help screen, it says videos and reviews. You can go in, and there is a set of YouTube videos that I made last semester about Google Chrome and about Mozilla Firefox and about Internet Explorer. So if you wanted to click one of these, just go, for instance, to Google Chrome. Welcome to this video, which hopefully will give you an introduction. And I've talked with you about this so you can explore choice of apps. You can explore these different browsers through the videos that I've made and posted on YouTube. So this will give you a chance to learn about them as well. Don't be afraid of it. Basically, after you've done this assignment, and I have to trust you on this individually, what I want you to do in this assignment, let me get to the directions. Once you've gone through this information and played around with it, I want you, instead of submitting a report, I want you to be more creative. And what I've given you is a bingo card in the assignment link. And I've shown you that already, but in case you're going, what? I can show you where that is located. Going back to the assignment in Blackboard. I'll go back to the assignments right here. And thank you for your patience. And you'll see there's a bingo card attached. And what I want you to do on this bingo card basically is just open the bingo card in a program that lets you draw with it, and you'll be editing that card, making some changes. So this will give you a chance to do some playing. A lot of times students are so worried about the grade and the credit that they can't enjoy the learning process, which is what college is supposed to be all about. And I hope you'll, if you're not in that vein already, I hope that you will be. So when you open up this bingo card, and if you just double click it, it may just show up. It may, and somehow I got my Wordle in here. Thank you for letting me mess that up. You can sometimes right click on it, again depending on your machine, and choose something called Open With, and it will give you various choices of programs that can open that picture. I'm going to choose Paint, and you can use Paint if you want to. You can use anything you like. And basically it will open up my bingo card for me. I'll pop that baby up right here. And what's on this card are some characteristics about your particular website. And I want to find out what you do and what you don't understand about it. For example, the navigation bar where you choose your menu options, your history, your favorites tab, your privacy, etc. Play with this, and I want to see what you do and don't understand. There's no penalty for not understanding much. It's just to see what you know about your browsers already. So basically what I'm wanting you to do with this card is do some typing. For example, I'm going to put my name on here. I'm just going to click on the alphabet tool in this particular one and draw a box. I'm going to type in my name, Michael Sisk, right here. And you can change, and I'm going to put Web 110 just to be doing something, and there it is on the card. You can change the fonts or play with it if you want to. And then basically I'm wanting you to go on this card and show me what you know already, and I gave this in the directions. I'm going to flip back and forth to give you that visual component that many people feel comfortable with. I want you to use a color scheme. I want you to use the word green, kind of like the traffic light colors. Green if you understand the concept very well on the browser, yellow if you're a little bit uncertain, red if you're very confused, and black if it's not applicable. For example, you didn't use the browser. And again, because I don't want this video to be forever, just stop it as you need to and message me, email me if you need for me to slow down and go through some one-on-one time with you. So for example, if I have a good handle on the command bar, what I'm going to do personally is I'm going to select the color green for color 1 and green for color 2, so I get the background and the foreground the same way. And I'm going to go out here and click on my home tab, and I'm going to draw just a box. You can do anything you like. I understand the menu bar pretty well, so I'm going to put a little green box right there. I don't care what it is or how pretty. Again, I don't want you to panic about this, worrying about doing something exact. People that oftentimes are very, very grade conscious, they're so worried about the A letter grade for the semester that they can't enjoy the class. They worry about, oh my gosh, if I don't make an A, I'm going to get all nervous and excited. If you follow my directions and just enjoy it, the grade will work itself out. I'll work with you if you struggle or if you just get real nervous about stuff. I've done this teaching bit for over 35 years, and I don't worry about stuff like that, so you're not going to offend me. Just ask as you need to. Let's say that for the private browsing, that I understand that real well too, so I'm going to draw another green box right there, and sometimes I get kind of crazy because I'm a lefty. Let's say for the, and that should say back button, I don't know where I got Burren right there, boy I apologize for that. I'm going to put yellow. Maybe I'm not real sure about the back button, and I'm going to make both of these yellow, and I'm going to draw something for the back button. I'm going to draw me a yellow box right there. Maybe I used Internet Explorer, but I did not use Google Chrome, so I might do a black box for this one, because since I didn't use Google Chrome, it's not applicable. So I'm going to put a black box, which means I used Internet Explorer and Firefox. I didn't use Google Chrome, so that's not applicable to me. And you can use different, you can do whatever you want to right here. The command bar, let's say I don't have a clue about the command bar, so I'm going to change the color to red, and I'm going to put something else in here just because I want to do something different. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a fill right there. I'm just playing with this. And let's say for the command bar I didn't have a clue, so I'm going to put a little red star right there, and I didn't have a clue about how to do full screen mode on the internet. I just plain mess this up. Now you'll do this for the whole card, but I'm just doing this now in the interest of time so you don't have to watch me have 30 little creations here. So I'm going to save this card, and I'm going to save it with my name on it. You've got to remember where it is. I'm going to put Mike's bingo card. I'll just put Mike bingo card, not deal with the apostrophe. And I save that on the desktop. And it'll give me a little message about transparency. So what? Click OK. I don't care. And I'll close that. So I've created my bingo card. Let's go back and go through the directions again. I've gone through case study 4 and 5, case problem 4 and 5 in the book, and I've just played with this. And instead of writing a report, which it says on both problems, I'm taking this bingo card, I'm using the color scheme to show what I know about it, for two browsers. And I said to indicate which version of the browser you're using, especially if you're using an old one. And what I'm going to have you do, instead of sending it to me, I want you to go to a site that I found called Padlet, Padlet.com, and you can share this with other students. So what I'm going to do is click the link that I have in this handout, http://padlet.com. Hopefully you can see this. It's a link right there, which you can either copy and paste, or you can just click it as I'm going to do to get to Padlet. And what's going to happen, you'll already see some stuff in there. This is where I've done a sample card just to let you know, hey, you're at the right place. And it's a pretty straightforward program. You basically double click or drag something in there. All I have to do, there's several things I can do just to give you an idea. I'm going to minimize this slight. Let's see if I can resize this for you so it'll be easier to use. Sometimes Windows 8 doesn't play nicely with other computers, and sometimes I'm not a big fan of that. But if I want to just take the card, and let's just say for some reason I want, in fact I'm just going to play with this for a minute. Let's say I want just to drag something on there. I'm going to drag my Blackboard links over here just to show you how friendly this is. I can drag it in here, and it puts the item in there for me. If I accidentally click on it to edit it, I can just click this little X to get rid of it. You're not going to hurt a thing. But if I want to bring my card on there, I can do that very easily. Once I click that link to Padlet, I'm going to trash this one for right now. Thank you for bearing with me as I go through this video, because some people are extremely impatient, and I hope you're not one of those people. And to bring that card in here, I just double click, and I could type in something right there. I could do Mike Sisk video practice, just whatever. I'm just putting some junk in there. And if I click this little guy in the middle, it lets me upload a file. It's like a little anchor right there, a little arrow. It's kind of an upload, standard upload icon. And drop a file or click to browse. I'm going to click to browse. And sometimes there's a little bit of a delay because I'm dealing with a video as well as with my putting this file in there. So I'm going to find my file, which was called Mike's Bingo Card, which somehow slipped by me. Whoops. Whoops. You'll find I'm not a perfectionist with videos because I have 4 online classes. I'm double clicking Mike's video card, and there's a little bit of a delay, and there it is. And if I want to resize this, I can grab it in the corner and make it larger, and there's my video card. And hopefully I'll see a lot of video cards, bingo cards rather, on, when I say video card, I hope there'll be a lot of bingo cards on here just to see what people know and what people don't know. There is no penalty for something lousy. It's a chance to play with several software packages at one time. Padlet, a picture program, making sure you can download and upload files. And again, there's always that student, and I mean this very kindly, ladies and gentlemen, so I want you to understand it perfectly. There are always students who get really excited to the point of being very nervous about what they're doing, and most of the time when they are concerned, when they're upset, when they're lashing out, I understand perfectly not to take anything personally. I know people get very nervous. I know people are worried about, oh my gosh, I won't get an A. And I wanted to make sure that you understood how your grade would be determined. It's basically, have you downloaded the card and placed the color codes on there? And I realize people could really lie about this if they wanted to and not do anything, but I'm having to trust that you'll understand these browsers when the test rolls around later on Chapter 1. I want to make sure that you save your card and that you can do these items. The purpose of this class for me is just being very functional and very versatile with the internet. And if you have problems, let me know. If you have extreme frustrations, all you have to do is just click on this link and you can submit it in Blackboard the way you normally do if you want to be safe. That is totally and completely fine with me to do that. I hope this video at least helped bring the assignment to a different focus. If you still have problems, contact me by phone, by email, by message. Come by the office if you need to. I'm in the Paxoy building, 3204 letter A, and we'll talk about it. I hope this video will help you out. Have a great week.